Welcome to Real Money Talks. Real strategies from the moneymakers and the world changers that you can use to make millions, keep those millions, multiply your wealth, and build your team. Here's your host, author of 5 New York Times bestsellers, money expert on Dr. Phil, CNN, CNBC, The Street TV, Fox News, and The View, Loral Langemeier.
All right. So this is why it's so challenging. This is what we teach. And I don't have a program, I have a lifestyle. And this is really, after studying millionaires for years and years and years, this is how people make money. And for the users that are around the world, it's the same thing, just different names, right? They're corporations, they're limited proprietaries, proprietary limiteds, they're partnerships, they're trusts. They're just different names, same principle. Here's why America is so great. You get 4 of them, plus trust. So you're either an LLC, you're an S Corp, you're a C Corp, a limited partnership, or you use some trust or combination of all of it. And by the way, that's how you make your kids millionaires, just to kind of set up some easy framework for you. And then in America, you get 81,000 pages of tax code. So here's the problem with the side hustle. You get a little Schedule C. Right? You make $400, you have to file taxes, and you get a little Schedule C with about 20 or 30 options. That's ticks. This is 81,000 pages. In Canada, it's 3,200 pages. So a lot of our Canadian, a lot of our international, especially now with the pandemic, to be free and to move money, especially like Ukraine. We just have a client in Ukraine. It's just interesting, the unbanked of the world. But a lot of clients come to the United States. We live in northern Nevada. So we do Nevada companies for people. We help them get bank accounts. We help them get very functional. So we're not the coach that's going to just motivate you. I wear boots for a reason. I'm that girl. I'm known for it. And you'll love me and hate me all in the same day. It's going to be exciting. How many of you are serious about this, though? You can tell this is serious stuff. This is serious stuff. And the problem with most of you is your team is segregated. You might have a CPA here, an insurance person here, and a financial planner here, and you use a real estate agent here, but they're not all working for you. Because typically, here's why I do what I do. You don't know enough to tell them how to lead your team. So you're the one you're following them around versus you saying, y'all work for me, including you, Mr. Banker. You guys getting how we're going to do this? How many of you want to be that person to lead your team in the middle? Right, and you get to drive it. It's time. It is so time. And your kids, my gosh, what they're going to have to live through, given all this fun that we're going through. All right, so here's what I want you to write down. And I want you to write it down because it's like, you got to let it sink in. Companies make money. See, I want you all to live on this, let's see, what would it be to you? On the right side of this conversation, corporate income. When companies make money, individuals get taxed. Do you guys get that? So your company should be making all this money. This is where you got to look at this and say, where does a side hustle fit in? It doesn't. It's just an interesting, chaotic, extra thing. Multiple streams of income fit in, but it's just super stacking your current funnel. Like inside of our funnel of teaching financial literacy, we have about 29 other side stacks full of revenue feeding the same thing, but it's all in the same conversation about money, financial literacy. That makes sense? So a lot of you, there's just some of you, you got to stay in your lane. I'm going to use you with Chris, right? We were talking about that. It's like stay in your lane and stack to your lane. Provide more service for your lane. That makes sense? Don't go out and do something chaotic that's completely out of the lane. And you got to think database. Like, here's the one thing, too, and I didn't tell this as part of my side hustle story to my hustle story, is when I was 21 years old, Bob Proctor said, whoever has the biggest database will win. I said, what do you mean by that? He said, whoever can monetize a database. Well, I was 21, college, I didn't know what the heck he talked about. He said, here's what I want you to do. Just remember every name, phone number, and as emails came along, right? And just keep track of them. So I remember my first little mine was on a spreadsheet, and then I moved to ACT, right? Anybody knew the old ACT days? And then a bunch of programmers found me. I wasted a ton of money on open source programming. You don't even want to know. I mean, and I have done it all. And then I went to Salesforce for a little while. I actually was here for a while. I was here with Infusionsoft. And then Salesforce found me, and Mark Benioff was actually an investor in a glass company. We owned a recycled glass company that we became millionaires in. We bought it and fixed it and sold it. This was before Benioff was Benioff. Anyway, so he's like, well, why don't you be in a beta test and take all your data and move it over to Financial Force? We're going to make up a CRM on the backside of the financial force. Well, 2 years later, it was just advanced spreadsheets. It was a total disaster. So back to Infusionsoft. I could give you more horror stories about just stay in one darn place. I have been here, and we will stay here, right? It's just easy. It's clean. Data moving will cost you a fortune. I could tell you stories. Anyway, and by the way, while we're on that, which of these companies should own your database? We're going to give it a little advanced techniques. If you're going to hustle, how many of you are going to hustle and not side hustle anymore? And will you all join me in beating up and just having fun on the side hustle thing? Your kids can have side hustles. It's a kid thing. It's not an adult thing. Like, right? Your kids have little lemonade stand things. You don't. You got to go for it. You have like a lot to do. How many of you have a gift and a talent? You got to change a lot of lives out here. So you got to go for it. It's got to be 6 figures or more. So which of these companies should have and own your database? No, you don't own anything. I don't own anything. I don't even own my wardrobe. This is a tax deduct. This is a branded rock star look, including the jewelry, women. Oh, see, I cannot wait to fix you guys. Some of you are just spending completely wrong. Which company? Your C Corp. The C Corp, it's the mothership. It's the highest protected entity, and if I have anything to say about it, it would be in Nevada, and you can use my address. So you keep your database and your intellectual property completely separate from your operating company. So if and when you're sued, it's exciting, that moment, they can't get to it because nobody does business with your database, nobody does business with your intellectual property but your company, your LLC or S Corp. So I can't tell you what to do, can't give you legal advice. I'm just telling you after a couple thousands and thousands and hundreds of thousands of millionaires and people walking, that's how the structure should be. So if you don't know that, we're going to give you a free consult at the end to get that straightened out. How many of you need to get that straightened out? It's really important. If you go for it, I mean, this database of mine has made hundreds of millions of dollars. I don't know that we'd have to actually calculate if we hit a B, but we probably, over my lifetime worldwide, probably hit $1 billion in sales in this industry with this database. It is that important. And don't be those people that say, oh, I'll get to it when I grow up. Just grow up. Just be a grown-up. And I don't want you to fake it till you make it. Act as if you're going to be the superstar that you are. And I can tell you I became a millionaire really fast, and then another one, and then another one. And I don't say that to brag about it. And if you don't want to be a millionaire, be at least 100,000 so you can support your family better. That makes sense? And your vehicles need to be owned by a company. By the way, is your vehicle in the same company of your database? Perfect answer. Why? Liability. Well, what's the biggest liability of what we do? Oh, come on. What's the biggest liability of what we all do? Another human. Right? You change somebody's life. Anything out that's financial related, health related, right? All this new CBD stuff coming up. Anything that you do to touch another life, they could be your highest liability. So you don't do business with them. Your companies do. Okay, enough on that. Are you guys excited about this? Like, I want you motivated to and here's the deal. We're at November 5th. You have less than the end of the year to get this fixed. And we'll help you. That's why I'm here. I want to help you get structured, like Clayton said. If you're not structured right, why would you go for it? Let's get you structured right. Let's go for it. And then your company, your S Corp, C Corp, whichever one, we'll work on that, will own its own 401k plan that you get to do a $56,000 deduction straight off the top. And then your kids are going to be employed, and they're going to all own Roth IRAs. And then you're going to buy some Bitcoin in that Roth, and then it's going to grow tax-free forever. You guys getting this? Aren't you guys excited? God, come on. I get more excited than the whole room about these financial strategies. And here's what's interesting is all of this is legal. It's available. Why don't people do it? Because they don't know. Why don't they know? So think about it. I'm going to liken it to the medical system, right? There's traditional medicine, and then there's alternatives. There's traditional finance, and there's the alternatives. And you have to really want this life, to go find the alternatives, right? To find self-directed IRAs, to find things like that. Business trips, you're never going to go on a vacation. All of you, if you haven't got the memo, this is a business trip, and the whole thing should be deductible, and probably more deductions than you would probably do, we would do. And debt and credit are critical to you. critical to your life, and we're never going to retire you. We're going to give you freedom, and you're going to file taxes throughout the year and keep most of the money in your own bank accounts. How does this sound for a lifestyle? So this is what we teach. This is what we do. This is how millionaires get made. This isn't like Loral's suggestions. This is a true checklist. This is what you do. And you say, well, I don't want to do it. Some people ask me, how come some of your clients don't become millionaires? I said, because they pick and choose. I want that. I don't want that. You have to do it all, including your family and your kids. How many of you are now committed to living corporate life thoroughly and learning how to do this? And you lead it. How come your hands aren't up? Are you in the wrong room? Oh, you're still not talking to me. Got it. Okay. All right. Next one. Now I'm going to do a little comparison on a side hustle versus a hustle. I'll go quicker through this. So these are my kind of definitive, differences. Again, lemonade stand, right? And this is really for kids. I mean, I write in our kids' book, any kid should be able to do $1,000 a month. That's $250 a week. That's $50 a day, right? And I will tell you, how many of you have kids? Is be really supportive of your kids' pricing right. Like my kids are really good at math. My son is a genius at math. And he charges between $50 to $75 an hour as a 22-year-old for math tutoring. And somebody said, well, he's young, so. Right. So some of you, and your kids are phenomenal. So get them paid properly. It's only $50 a day. Any kid can do that, especially with everything that's going on the internet. Heck, a lot of them can just do some digital currency trading and they're going to beat you. But so here's what I say a hustle is. It's a minimum of $100,000, right? So 100,000 is 33.33 a month. If you'd like to do $1 million, just add another 3 and move the decimal. It's not a lot of money. And here's the problem if you plan to stay under 100,000 or you haven't figured out how to get above 100. You live on a bunch of it, you and your family, and then you pay a little tax. And then hopefully you invest some of it. And then where's the problem? You don't have enough money to hire a team. So then you have to do everything. You have to be the marketing department, the sales department, the accounting department, the fulfillment department, the technical department, the everything department, and you actually aren't that good at very many things. Right? The truth is we're all good at about 3 to 5 things. And you need to strengthen your strength, stay in your lane, and hire everything else. And that includes you women with home help. You women should never clean your house as a 6-figure earner. Ever. There are companies that you hire to do them, and they are brilliant companies. Bob Proctor was a millionaire in a cleaning company. It was his first millionaire status. He had a cleaning company. And it's not a less than thing. But you women, I did this as a single mom, by the way. Forgot that little part of the memo. So you can all do it. You can all do this. Farm girl from Nebraska, single mom, you can do it. Is it easy? No, but it's committed. And it's not that I'm not with my kids. I take them with me. We do a ton together. So I think a lot of you, how many of you would agree that you're not getting yourself enough help? And the reason you don't have enough help is you don't have enough income. So I do a marketplace. We're going to invite you. We're going to give you some tickets to this marketplace. I guarantee you'll make money. How many of you have been to my 3 days to cash? I have a lot of clients in the room. My old 3 days to cash, right, where you made money in a room. Well, now we took that online and you make money inside of our room. We had a woman 2 weeks ago, because we have another one coming up. It's 13 hours. That's all I want. 13 hours of your time, and I'm going to change your life with money. She made $21,000 in 3 days. That's real money. Bring your stuff, sell your stuff. But we got to get you above 100 grand. Wouldn't you agree? And if you're already at 100, let's go to 200. Let's do a little poll. Will you talk to me yet? Oh, thank God. Finally, some of you. Is it which is harder? The first 100,000, 100, 200,000, I'll say the first money, or going from 200 to $1 million? Which is the hardest to do? The first, because of what we just went through, right? But here's the difference. I mean, you can go from 200 to $1 million like that. That could happen in 12 months for a lot of you. You just got to be willing to price right, price high value, and deliver differently. It's right in front of you. I promise you, those of you stuck in that 152, 250 range, $1 million's right around the corner. You might as well go for it. And then what do you do with the rest of that money? You invest it. Put it to work. So this is the money side. Again, individuals, sole proprietors. When I think side hustle, I think sole proprietor, I think suffering. Because you're doing everything here by yourself. I don't know who ever invented the word sole proprietor, but in the dictionary it should have equals suffering. Because you have to do it all yourself. It's like, what a ridiculous idea. I can't wait to do it all myself. I don't want to do any of it. I would just like to go ski and play, right, Lake Tahoe. I'm going to ski and play, and I'll hire you to do the work. My daughter, Steve loves this story. So my daughter is now 15, And I don't know, she was probably in 4th grade. I was driving her to school, and she was texting, because she's my assistant, while I'm driving. So she would text Steve and the rest of the team, like in the morning, and she's like, "Mommy, what do you do?" I said, "What do you mean, what do I do?" She said, "Well, you just text. You tell me to text, and on the way home, I'll text everybody to see if they did what you asked them to do." She said, "But what do you do besides go ski during the day?" I said, "I lead." Do you guys get it? See, and a lot of you aren't leading, you're not thinking, your head's not up here, your head's down here, right? And so a lot of you just need to be more available. You need to hire more help, even if you know how to do it. And I know that's the hardest thing to do. For some of you, you're better, but that training period's rough. But at some point, you got to be freed up, because somebody has to do this next part of your life, which is how are you investing your money, so you actually get to be free. And if you want to leave it to financial planners in the stock market, God help you. That's a rough way to go. So I don't want you staying an individual. Anybody 18 or older needs to become a corporation. And you say, what are they going to do? I don't know. We're going to figure out some company, right? So companies make money. Most people who do side hustles have no retirement. They have no savings. I hate those words, but you know what they mean. Hustle gives you enough money to invest. Get some compounding power in your life. Extra money for vacations, that's hysterical, right? Vacation. I don't even know what vacation is. My son came home from kindergarten one day. We were in Hawaii, actually, at a big real estate conference, and he came home really irritated. He puts his little hands on his hips. He said, "Mommy, I was teased all day today." I said, "Why?" He said, "Well, they asked me what I did on a vacation. I don't even know what that word is." That's how serious we are. Yeah, they're very conditioned a different direction. You know, I have to tell you one more story. So this is how serious it is. My son, he went to Florida, and then he plays in Georgia now. He plays football, and he said, "Mom, you know, I got to be my own man. I can't be Loral's son, you know, my whole life." So he went as far away as he could get, like to the Atlantic Ocean to go to school. And then this year alone, in April, he said, "Mom, this is how," he said, "I'm going to let you come." I said, "What do you mean you're going to let me come?" He said, "No, you got to come and bring your books, and you got to teach." He said, "I go to bars, and all these kids know how to do is use their debit card. They look at me, and I have American Express, I have a Discover, he's got an 840 credit score, he's got access to up to $1 million of lines of credit, and he's 22. He said, "These kids don't even have $500. He said, "Mom, you have to teach them. I don't have time." So even though I just tell you, like, if you change, your family will change. So how many of you want generational wealth? See, I did it for that, and I love it, and I love the work. So I went and I taught the football team. So I went to Georgia Southern, and I taught the football team April 24th, so I guess I did. That kind of didn't count as a stage. And we talked about debit cards and credit cards and how many have already screwed up their credit and the basics. Like, this stuff is so critical, you guys. And you guys need corporate credit. You should have millions of dollars of lines of credit. You should never walk around and say, "Oh, I don't have any money." How do you not have any money? Money's everywhere. You're not organized to get it. So really, no one should give it to you. You know, I think it's a biblical term. If you can't be responsible for the little you have, why should you get more? So this is really serious. I love doing this for you guys, but I do have a lot of fun with it. You will never go on a vacation again. You're going to go on business trips. You're not going to do any typical credit card. They will have typical credit card debt. Here's what's the hysterical, like, just shocking part. People who worry about $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 of credit card debt, when I'm going to help you get into hundreds of thousands of debt. I have clients that are multimillionaires and millions of dollars of debt. Like, I just helped a client developer get $20 million to build $100 million of development. So is he really in debt? But see, the thinking of debt is so screwed up. Debt's just the cost of money. Write that down. Debt is not a bad thing. It's just the cost of money. And guess what? It's generational. You can pass it on. My son's like, he's like, "Am I really going to?" I said, "Logan, it's 2% money. If you can use 2% money to make 20 and 40% deals, why would you not use other people's money?" Are you guys getting this? Aren't you excited? Well, I kind of wanted to get you excited, because this isn't just about business. It's the finance of your business that's critical. You're going to overwork yourself, wear all hats, and be horrible at it, and you're going to hire a team very quickly. So here's kind of the three big things. Number one, you got to hire a team. And when people say, "What do you do?" I said, "I teach corporate life. And through corporate life, your company, and then you're investing, you become a millionaire," however you want to do that. And if you want to do one industry, two industries, however you want to do it. You have to have a team. You're going to have better systems. And that's marketing, that's sales, that's banking, that's funding, that's all these things we've been talking about. And this is probably the most definitive thing that I write about in the Millionaire Maker book, which is sequencing. And that means do the right thing at the right time. And there is an age appropriateness and a business growth development of it that gets you the right thing at the right time. So this is my goal for you, is to get you all into big hustles, get your companies right, your IP right, this database held in right. How many of that database was a little shocking new nugget? That your database is an enormous asset. It is probably, for me, one of the greatest assets I've ever built. Because, way back in the day, I will tell you this, when I was doing the Rich Dad, Poor Dad and cash flow, I bought my own inventory. I had a great mentor call and tell me that. I bought $500,000 of inventory, put it in my own warehouse, and I collected my own little spreadsheet, because I didn't know how to do it. And there wasn't Keep back in the day. And when it came time to be a millionaire in 1999, and I met up with my mentors for real estate and gas and oil, they said, how many people do you have in your database from cash flow and Rich Dad? And I said, I have 18,000. They said, good, we're going to go raise capital. I said, I don't know how to raise money. They said, we do. Let us have access. We raised $16 million in 2 weeks. So I can tell you, this database that you're all sitting on, if you are treating it casually, you're going to tuck it into a corporation and protect it like your life depends on it. It's more important than your house. You can always get another house. Building a database. And by the way, too, please don't get all excited about followers. I'm also on a big rant about that. All these people who have millions of followers but no money. That's cute. I'm like, how much money have you made from your followers? What are you talking about? They just love me. I said, they love you and you're broke. It's cute. So now what we're going to do. So I have a lot of fun with this. If I've offended any of you, I do it with love and compassion because I want you to really get it. Because if you don't get it and you're financially illiterate, I think that's the place you should be scared out of your mind. And we're not taught it. And you parents, you got to take it home to your family. And we have a phenomenal book. My partner in the book's an Air Force fighter pilot, retired lieutenant colonel. He made his kids millionaires. He did it through a 25-year employment for the Air Force, and he became a really great trader in real estate. So we did it very traditional. He tells his story. And me, single mom, wild entrepreneur, traveled the world, dragged my kids all over the place, did it differently. So somewhere in between, we tell our stories, and your job as a parent or grandparent is to pick a path and get your kids to millionaire status and do it with them. So this is Loral, and you've been listening to my podcast. If you've enjoyed this, I have a couple things you can do that are completely up to you. Number one, take my quiz. Go to integratedwealthsystems.com and take the quiz. You will find that there's one of 4 personalities, financial personalities we call them, that you're going to fall into. So as you take the quiz, it'll actually go through and identify, are you in stagnant cash flow, right? Are you overpaying taxes? Do you have debt issues? Are you a lifestyle junkie? Where are you? And then from there, it goes to a video that actually gives you some solutions on how to correct that problem. So again, go to integratedwealthsystems.com, take my quiz, and we'll go from there.
Thanks for listening to the Real Money Talks podcast. Your host has been Loral Langemeier, author of 5 New York Times bestsellers, money expert on Dr. Phil, CNN, CNBC, The Street TV, Fox News, and The View. Want to learn more about off-Wall Street investing, tax strategies, and multi-million-dollar business strategies? Visit liveoutloud.com/podcast for past episodes, show notes, and resources. For some special wealth-building gifts only for Loral's podcast listeners, visit liveoutloud.com/podcast gifts. Do you have a burning question for Loral? Visit askloral.com to submit your question, and it may just be covered on a podcast episode. So stay tuned and be sure to subscribe to get new episodes every week.